But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things.
There are two ways President Trump could still serve another 4 years in office. Now, these are highly, highly unlikely scenarios, but technically still possible. And as with many things in 2020, it just highlights the fragility of our electoral process. So let's walk through these one at a time. First up, rogue state legislatures. Remember, the public doesn't decide who the next president is. Electoral college delegates vote on our behalf, and it's up to the state legislatures to decide how those delegates are appointed. There's been talk from Trump world of contested battleground states like Michigan reversing the will of the people and sending pro-Trump delegates to the Electoral College, even though Biden won the popular vote in that state. And we still have the president saying stuff like this.
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede because we know there was massive fraud.
Also raising eyebrows, President Trump invited Michigan Republican leaders to the White House. Harvard law professor Lawrence Lessig is a critic of the Electoral College. The strategy, while unprecedented, is deliberate.
Try to create enough smoke in key states like Pennsylvania, maybe Georgia, to give Republican legislators the confidence to actually appoint another slate of electors. If 3 of the 5 swing states do this, have alternative slates, and they vote for Donald Trump, then that means Joe Biden has lost.
It's a legally questionable strategy, and it's not going to happen this year.
If the electors have no discretion to go against the people, the legislature has no discretion to go against the people.
Republicans in Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, and Georgia have said they're not going to go that route. Plus, the votes have already been certified in key battleground states. Hey, good news for fans of democracy. But there's another step in this process that theoretically could go against the will of the people, and that is faithless electors. Historically, most of these electors vote to confirm the popular vote from each state, but when they go against the grain, they're called faithless electors.
For most of our history, they've been very reliable. There's never been, since 1796, a time when any elector has voted in a way that might have flipped the results.
But can electors do this? There's a gray area. That's exactly why it went to the Supreme Court.
We took the case up to the Supreme Court to ask the question whether electors were free, constitutionally free to vote their conscience, or whether they could be controlled by the state.
The case Professor Lessig is talking about is Chaffalo versus Washington, and he argued it.
The reason why people are concerned is that first, it's not clear whether all electors are in fact bound because of that decision. I mean, the Supreme Court said the state can control it, but most states have not controlled it.
Only 33 states have laws on the books requiring electors to vote for the state's popular vote winner, but many of those laws are toothless. Some consequences are significant, like jail time. Some are small penalties, like a fine. But only 14 of these states require the vote of an elector to be canceled if they go against the state's popular vote. So while unlikely, it's possible. Let's go back to Michigan. Michigan is one of the states that require electors to be faithful. And if they aren't, the vote is canceled. What about other hotly contested states where the vote difference is razor thin? Arizona has a law similar to Michigan's. Pennsylvania has no law. Wisconsin has a law, but no penalty, and the vote isn't canceled.
In these states where there's no clear rule, you can imagine an elector voting, but there's no law that says they can't vote for Donald Trump. And then after they vote for Donald Trump, you can imagine racing to a court to say, look, they made a personal pledge that they would vote for Joe Biden, and we want you to enforce that pledge. And maybe the court would order them to vote the way they had pledged. Who knows? We've never seen anything like this before.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.